Hello everyone, welcome to the Kohl's Design It Lab. We're a creative space to explore design thinking by using hands-on educational programming in Discovery World, Milwaukee's Science and Technology Center. Today, we're exploring how the patterns and shapes we see in nature influence everything from buildings to fashion. Please visit Discovery World for more fun ways to learn and check out Discovery World at home for tons of activities and projects you can do at home. Feel free to pause and play the video at any point to further your discussion, understand concepts, and to share your ideas. If you're watching from an online classroom, please remember, stay muted unless you have a question, sit in a comfortable position and try to limit your distractions, respect your class community, listen and don't interrupt others. Use the class chat for questions, not personal conversations. Today we will explore the uses of geometry and shapes in nature, discuss how geometry influences the design of products we use every day, and finally, build our own geometric animal puzzles. While we start to think about geometry, what do we know about shapes in nature already? Think of or write down places you might have seen shapes like triangles and hexagons in nature. Is there a plant or maybe an animal that comes to mind? Don't forget to share your thoughts. While we talk about geometry today, we will be looking at math in nature. Geometry is a branch of mathematics that focuses on lines, points, and more. As we look at geometry, observe how it influences designers and engineers. For example, take a look at these two photos. What are the similarities between the shell and the restaurant? What is the difference between something that is man-made and something that is natural? In taking a look at the next few slides, pay attention to the geometric features you see. Features like symmetries, spirals, waves, tessellations, lines, cracks, and stripes. While we look at each image, write down where you may have seen these patterns before. Symmetries, bilateral. The animal is the same on either side. Radial, the pattern radiates out from the center. Can you think of other examples of symmetries? Patterns. Meanders, a series of irregular curves like the one found in this river and snake. Waves, a pattern that is oftentimes formed by wind over land or water. Tessellations, when shapes fit together perfectly, like a honeycomb hexagon or fish scales. Cracks, irregular shapes that fit together like in dried mud or on giraffes. While we take a look at these images, what can you see in these images? What do you think the items are? Why do you think these items might be shaped the way that they are? Write down your ideas to share later with the group. This slide includes images of Romanesco broccoli. It has natural fractal patterns, or patterns that keep repeating themselves based around a spiral center. The gray hexagon rocks are from the Giant's Causeway in Ireland. These are hexagon basalt columns, formed when lava pours out and cools slowly over time. The golden ratio is a common sequence of expansions and spiraling structures seen in nature. This can be seen in flower petals, pine cones, shells, hurricanes, and more. We can take inspiration from shapes seen in nature and how nature uses these shapes as we develop new products and tools. Why does an alligator snapping turtle have a pyramid shape along its shell? Why might a bird have a pointy beak? Nature uses shapes and structures really well to fit a particular purpose. Industrial designers, architects, and engineers often use inspiration from nature to make products we use every day better. Biomimicry is when humans are inspired by items in nature when they design new products. Kingfisher bird-inspired bullet train. The shape of the beak is aerodynamic so that the bird can cut through air and water with almost no splash. Applying the same idea to the front of a bullet train leads to a 15% savings on energy due to aerodynamics. We can create solutions to problems by looking closely at nature. The pangolin-inspired backpack. The pangolin has scales that act as armor. Many security and anti-theft bags were inspired by this protective exterior. Burrs inspired Velcro. An engineer was out on a walk with his dog and spent a considerable amount of time removing burrs from the dog's fur. He took a closer look and noticed the hooks on the ends of the burr needles. This inspired him to create Velcro as an adhesive tool. Let's now take inspiration from the shapes seen in nature to make a 3D animal puzzle. As we get started, think about the general shapes you see in animals. Think a little deeper about the patterns you see in animal print. To get started, lay all your materials out in front of you. You will need cardboard pieces, markers, and maybe some glue if you want to make your puzzle permanent. You will notice little notches around each piece of cardboard. These are the connection points on our animal. The directions for this project are simple, and you don't need to assemble your animal exactly like I have mine. Feel free to use your materials in new and inventive ways. Typically, I like to use a small head piece, a long neck piece, a big body shape, and 2 similar pieces for the legs. This way, my animal will be able to stand. I can assemble all the pieces to see how I want the body to fit together. Then, I can color and add animal print to all my pieces. Once my puzzle is done, I can take it apart and put it back together as many times as I'd like, or I can glue it in place. Let's recap. Where are 2 places we see patterns in nature? How have designers used shapes in nature to inspire new creations? I hope you had fun and learned a few things about geometry today. Enjoy your new animal puzzle, and don't forget to visit us at Discovery World to explore our exhibits, or check out Discovery World at home for activities you can do with the whole family.